So you know what I was thinking? I was thinking that if we really look at Jesus' life, his enemies, the people that he opposed the most, was the religious people of the time, the religious leaders of the time. That makes you really think. Like, he wasn't talking against the sinners. He was actually sitting with them. He's actually teaching them. He's actually being their friend. And the crazy thing too is he was fighting for them. Fighting for them. The woman who was caught in adultery. He didn't sit by with his religious people or his church and was like, oh, look at her. Oh, look at her. Just look. It's so easy. It's so easy to point a finger. It's so easy to point out someone's sin. It's so easy to point out sin. But how hard is it that when you find someone in sin, instead of you pointing out their sin, cover them? The great thing that Jesus was, he was a leader. And the monumental thing that even though he had the right to pick up that stone and throw it at her, because by the law, he had the right. But instead, he extended mercy. He protected her. He covered her. How many of us as Christians are protecting sinners? How many of us are covering sinners? And for all the unbelievers out there, sinners includes me. Sinners includes Christians. I'm gonna go even further than that. How many of us Christians are covering the unbeliever? How many of us are covering the unbelievers? We need to. So I want to encourage my brothers and sisters today. Be careful. Be careful how you point out someone else's sin. Be careful how you put people on blast for being however they are. Be careful how you do that. We are not called to be like man. And that includes Christians. We are called to be like Christ. Our standard is not men. Our standard is Christ. And in that moment, when you have an opportunity to pick up the stone, you stand up and you be a leader and you put that stone down and you cover that sinner, you cover that unbeliever, and you take the stone. You let the stones hit you because you decided to cover that sinner, cover that unbeliever. This is what Jesus did for us. That even though he was innocent, he took the place of sin. He took the place. He took those beatings. He took that stabbing for us. So let's do it for each other.